Sir George Dowty, a pioneer, someone who changed the face of aviation engineering and is now immortalised in a new statue.
In life, he was a very humble, quiet man who didn't promote himself, but his achievements were enormous.
The statue is at the home of Martin Robbins, who worked for Dowty in the 70s. He was determined that his former boss would be remembered.
It would not be unfair to say he was one of the greatest engineers of his generation.
Sir George set up Dowty Aviation in Gloucestershire in the 30s, eventually employing 15,000 people. But significantly for the war effort, he designed and built the undercarriage for the Lancaster Bomber.
It was the heaviest bomber we had in the Second World War. The undercarriage was absolutely critical. It had to withstand the pressure of landing fully laden. He played a most significant part in the winning of the Second World War. This is his bedrock of his hydraulics business.
The seed of Dowty's engineering success can be seen in his notebooks from 100 years ago. Back then, he was a draftsman at the Gloucester Aircraft Company in his early 20s. But in his spare time, he designed and built aviation parts and tested them in his garage.
Although this test was quite a good one, the results were slightly inferior to that of Graph Q. That's amazing.
This is him working on his designs that were subsequently going to transform aircraft technology. Look at the attention to detail here of the oil slipping down.
Martin and his committee are proud of their achievements with the statue, all funded through private investment, to remember a quiet, unassuming man who left a lasting legacy for aviation.
It was done, I think, out of respect for him. I think he did have enormous respect from his employees. People generally went there to work and for a lifetime. It needs something, and we thought this would be the most appropriate one. The Lancaster is, after all, one of the country's finest, most iconic aircraft.
So whilst this statue is staying at Martin's home here in Wiltshire for the moment, a second one is being created, and all being well, by the end of the year, that will go on display at the Imperial War Museum at RAF Duxford in Cambridge, next to a Lancaster bomber. Steve Knibbs, BBC Points West, near Malmesbury.